Hello everyone and welcome to a new edition of Buburuza Productions TV.
I'm John.
And I'm Bogdan.
And we're here today with our third episode. We would like to talk to you a little bit today about what's going on in our lives with our business and maybe connect with you on some level about what's going on in your lives and in your businesses. Today we were going to talk a little bit about creativity and what it's like being a creative.
And live the dream.
And living the dream, yeah, basically. Well, you know, creative people, I think, are the same all around the world. And I think that need to create is going to come through whether you like it or not. So you might as well build it into your life if you're a creative person. Have you run into things like that?
Well, I've been involved in creativity in most of my life. I work in television, and I was lucky enough back on the days that people trusted me, and that was my starting point in life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And even now, when I have, I keep myself busy with creative things all the time, and even if I get bored or if I get tired of working on a project, I'm starting decorating the house.
Right. The problem, though, is that as a creative, we go in all kinds of directions because we kind of go where the inspiration leads us. Mm-hmm. And that can be bad when running a business,
right,
when you have to do things on purpose.
Right.
And so you need to be able to kind of take that creative germ and corral it enough to get a particular product at a particular rate that gives you the living that you need to make it, right? So you need to have a plan. You need to plan it out. We have a business plan, and I do believe our business plan morphs quite a lot, and I'm not sure if that's good or not. Very often going back to that mission statement will clarify for us. And if we feel like there's a spark that isn't there, that we've lost somehow the meaning of what we're doing, it doesn't feel right, go back to our mission statement, and we see that the most important first phrase in our mission statement is that we tell stories. Mm-hmm. And if we stop telling stories, it's not as rewarding. But our business plan basically gives us a framework within which we can run this business. And we did a lot of planning. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember,
I think we started this a long time ago.
Oh man, yeah, years ago, because you toy with the idea of doing this professionally. Can you make this a viable living out of doing this? We had to figure out what we needed to survive, and we kept receipts, and we still keep receipts. I am absolutely anal about this, and everything we buy.
I think it's an amazing exercise.
It's a lot of work, and at first it was a little weird to, why are we doing this? Am I following up on him to how much he's spending?
Well, and this is not about business, but it's personal expenses as well. Mm-hmm. Even if you buy a package of chewing gum,
exactly,
it's going to the records, because it's very important to see at the end of the day how you spend your money. And how much is food, how much is equipment, how much is, et cetera, et cetera.
But we do know pretty much what we need every month to live. And we had that number, and we knew what we needed to make. And we broke that down into a daily rate. We need to make this much money, we said, for 300 days out of a year. And then we said, well, is that actually workable? Can we do this? And so we actually took a calendar and we charted it out. We said what kind of gigs, how many weddings, how many houses in real estate filming, how many portraits, what would we have to do? Could we make the money that we need off this business? And the answer was a resounding, yeah, we could do it fairly easily.
And we proved it.
So really the real message there, I think, is that you have to plan. Mm-hmm. You have to treat this like a business, even though it is your passion, even though it is your creative joy. You've got to treat this as a business.
You're gonna know next year how to plan your budgets.
So yeah, it's important, but you can easily lose yourself in the weeds. Doing this kind of reporting and record keeping can get really boring and labor intensive.
which means keep inspired.
How do you keep that inspiration? How do you get back to that place of joy and inspiration?
You know, it's easy for me. I found an inspiration on everything. Lately, I'm playing with some old vintage photography and recolor and do some surrealistic photography and imagery. If I go for a weekend somewhere, I get the camera with me. I do a video. It doesn't need to make money out of these things.
Not always, yeah.
It's for to keep myself motivated and inspired and creative. Really, this is what it is.
I look at YouTube all the time for inspiration. Look on the web. We started something as a kind of a professional development tool for us. We chose 5 small businesses, photography businesses, that are new and that we could follow, who were kind of like us in the sense that they were just starting out. And then we picked 5 rock stars. I mean, people who are just at the head of at the head of the game. And we said, okay, we're going to follow 5 and 5. And we follow the rock stars because we're not there yet. We may never get there. But some of those great, great photographers, some of those great, great artists, we can aspire to become. But we can also look at the people who are very much like us and see where they are and how they're doing, because that is more achievable. And I think both of them give us great inspiration.
And this vlog, it's actually a way to stay motivated and inspired.
And when you're trying to build a business and you're going out on a limb, whether you do that over time, whether you keep the day job for a few years and slowly go freelance, or if you just take the plunge as we did, you've got to be careful of the people who are going to tell you no. And they may be coming from a very good place. They may be trying to be helpful. They want to save you
to warn you in a way.
To warn you, to give you good advice. And there's probably a lot of good advice there. But you can't let those folks stop you.
I've been there, and I've been stopped a few years ago, and they were right. I don't think I was prepared at the time. Who knew? When you feel that this is the way to go, try it out.
Right, and be resolute enough to say, I know what I wanted. I know what my mission is. I have a plan that I can get there, and all the advice you get, even the negative stuff, all goes into making that happen, not to stop you. We hope that you will continue to give us comments. So we have a place there for comments.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. That would be very helpful. And we'd love to hear from you and let us know, what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. We're not going to take the negative stuff to heart. We're going to listen, but we're not going to let it stop us. And let's continue the debate.
Let me remind them that if they want to know more about us,
Where's
they can
that?
always check our website right here. Yeah. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks. Bye now.
Bye-bye.